Ever found yourself squinting at a street sign, wondering if you need glasses? Or maybe you've sailed through eye exams with the doctor proclaiming your vision 20/20ths. But what exactly does all that mean? What are the different levels of how well we see? It's not just a simple good or bad. There's a whole spectrum, a detailed system used by eye care professionals to understand and classify the sharpness of your vision. Think of your vision as a high-definition television. A person with excellent vision sees the world in crisp, clear detail, every pixel sharp. But as vision decreases, that image can become blurry, distorted, and lose its clarity. Just like a TV has different resolutions, our vision has different levels of acuity. So, the burning question is, how many acuity levels are there? Well, the answer isn't a single, neat number. Instead, it's more about understanding the scale used to measure visual acuity. The most common way this is expressed is through the Snellen chart, that familiar eye chart with rows of letters getting smaller and smaller. Let's dive into how this works. You've probably heard the term 20/20ths vision. This is often touted as perfect vision. But what does the fraction actually mean? The top number, 20 in this case, represents the distance in feet at which you are standing from the chart. The bottom number indicates the distance at which a person with normal vision can read that same line of letters. So, 20/20 vision means that when you stand 20 feet away, you can read the line of letters that a person with typical vision can also read at 20 feet. Simple enough, right? Now, what if your vision isn't 20/20? Let's say your vision is 20/40ths. This means that you need to be as close as 20 feet to see what a person with normal vision can see from 40 feet away. The larger the bottom number, the poorer your distance vision. Conversely, if your vision is 20/15ths, it means you can see at 20 feet what a person with normal vision would need to be 15 feet away to see, indicating sharper than average vision. While the Snellen chart provides a framework, it doesn't neatly categorize vision into a fixed number of levels. Instead, it offers a continuous scale. Each line on the chart represents a different level of visual acuity. The smaller the letters you can read accurately, the better your distance visual acuity. Think of it like a ruler measuring length. The ruler itself has many markings, each representing a slightly different measurement. Similarly, the Snellen chart has multiple lines, each corresponding to a different level of visual sharpness. However, for practical purposes and clinical discussions, we can talk about different ranges or categories of visual acuity based on these Snellen fractions. These categories help eye care professionals describe and understand the severity of vision loss. Let's explore some of these common categories. 20/20 to 20/25ths. This range is generally considered normal or near-normal distance vision. People in this range can typically see clearly at most distances without corrective lenses. 20/30ths to 20/60ths. This indicates mild to moderate distance vision impairment. Individuals in this range may experience noticeable blurriness at distances and often benefit from wearing glasses or contact lenses for activities like driving or watching movies. 20/70ths to 20/160. This range signifies moderate to severe distance vision impairment. People with this level of acuity have significant difficulty seeing objects at a distance and require corrective lenses for most tasks. In many jurisdictions, vision in this range may impact driving privileges. 20/200 or worse. This is the threshold for legal blindness in many countries. Individuals with this level of visual acuity have very limited distance vision, even with the best possible correction. They can typically only see large objects at a very close range. It's important to note that these are broad categories, and the Snellen chart itself has many more lines representing finer gradations of visual acuity. For instance, there are lines for 20/30ths, 20/40ths, 20/50ths, and so on, each indicating a slightly different level of sharpness. Beyond the Snellen chart and these broad categories, other more detailed measurements and tests are used by eye care professionals to get a comprehensive understanding of your vision. These include refraction. This determines your eyeglass prescription by measuring how light bends as it enters your eye. Visual field testing. This assesses the extent of your peripheral vision. Contrast sensitivity testing. This measures your ability to distinguish between objects and their backgrounds when the contrast is reduced. Near vision testing. This evaluates your ability to see clearly at close range, often using a different chart held at reading distance. These tests provide a much more nuanced picture of your overall visual function than just the Snellen chart alone. They can identify specific issues that might not be apparent from a standard distance acuity test. Furthermore, it's crucial to remember that visual acuity is just one aspect of vision. Other factors like color vision, depth perception, and eye coordination are also essential for overall visual function. A person might have 20/20 vision but still experience difficulties with these other aspects. So, while we can talk about broad categories of visual acuity based on the Snellen chart, the reality is that visual acuity exists on a continuous spectrum with many individual levels. The Snellen chart provides a standardized way to measure the sharpness, and the resulting fractions help eye care professionals understand and communicate the level of a person's distance vision. Think back to our TV analogy. While we might talk about standard definition, high definition, and ultra-high definition as broad categories, within each category, there are numerous specific resolutions that represent different levels of detail. Similarly, while we discuss ranges like normal vision or legal blindness, the Snellen chart provides a more granular scale to pinpoint the exact level of visual acuity. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.